Welcome back, watchers. Welcome back to the Watch Noob. If you're new to the channel, my name is Josue. I am no watch expert by any means, just really enjoy watches and like to share my passion with you. So today we have a Stuhrling original and it's a Rolex Daytona Homage. If you want to see that one in more depth, stay tuned. All right, so you can see my handy dandy tools back here. But before anything else, wrist check my Orient Raven. All right, so here is the star. Stuhrling Original. This is model number 3960.3. It is a chronograph, as you can tell, and it's the Rolex Daytona Homage. So here we have a somewhat complicated dial. We got our seconds, minutes, hour subdials for the chronograph, and very simple, just like most of them. That's the start button. You can see the seconds ticking away there. Tap it to stop it. This is the reset. All right, so very simple. This has the matte black finish in the dial, which is nice because everything else is really glossy. So we have high polish indices, high polish around these subdials, and a high polish frame around the date, which is here between 4 and 5. So I think it's a nice contrast to keep the color plane of the actual dial itself when you got that much bling going everywhere else. So these are all applied indices. They do have Loom. And before we get to the bracelet and case back here, we'll go ahead and get the dimensions out of the way. So this is a 42 millimeter case diameter. It is 12.75 thick, and you could see that's because the crystal protrudes slightly there. So just under 13 with that crystal, 12 3/4. Our bracelet is 22 millimeters thick here at the lugs, tapers down to 20 right here, and back up to 22 at the clasp. And this clasp is really nice too. So it is all brushed with the exception of the fold over locking mechanism here, which is done in the mirror polish. And then also the little function pushers are polished. So it's a nice contrast. And then you've got just pressed metal on the clasp. So, all right. So this case, it is all high polish everywhere. So again, a lot of bling on this one. The only bad thing about all high polish like this is that it's more prone to scratches. So always keep that in mind if you're thinking of picking up a watch like this. Definitely more scratch prone when it comes to all this high polish everywhere. Signed crown. It's got the S for Stuhrling Original. Now this bracelet is a really nice bracelet. It is all polish, high polish down the center, and then just a really nice brush along the sides here. And it's done really nicely. It's a really high quality bracelet for the price point of this watch. You've got solid end links right here, and it's a 3-piece link. So really nice. And then it does have little screws, as you could see there. So a really well-built bracelet overall. A well-built watch in general overall. I've had this one for over a year now, and it's really nice. I've had no problems with it. And another big thing for me, especially with a lot of these, like quartz watches, I guess the only complaint I do have would be that the seconds hand doesn't line up on those indices just right. You could see it's hitting in the middle of them, which is kind of a pet peeve for me. It's not going to be a big deal for everybody else probably, but for me, it just kind of drives me nuts when they're not hitting right on the dot. Again, not a big deal for a watch in this price point, but something else to keep in mind. And then what I do like is, you see how these hands, they're not just regular, you know, flat hour, minute hands. You could see how the light plays with it there because it has a nice kind of bevel to it. So really nicely done. The loom is not spectacular on it. We'll check it out here in a second so you can see what I'm talking about, but it does have loom on all the hour markers, on the hour hand, minutes hand, and that's it. Nothing on the seconds hand. And then this is a fixed bezel. So it's what they call a, I think, tachymeter bezel. I don't know. I probably butchered that. I mispronounced that, but anyways, yeah, it's just a fixed bezel, and then it lets you measure units per hour. So that's that. And then another nice thing about this one, it is a screw down crown. So that's a nice feature to have. It's 100 meters of water resistance, but it's just always nicer to have that screw down crown. It just, for me personally, it instills more confidence in the water resistance of the watch. So yeah, screw down crown, that's really nice. And then this case back here. So let's get to this case back. So there's quite a bit of detail on it, and it's really nice. It looks like it's got some sort of train on there or something. I don't know too much about it or why that's there. If one of you guys know, please do share that with me. So that's what it has there. Okay, and then it says Stuhrling Original, Japanese movement. It's obviously a Japanese quartz movement. Cristerna crystal, stainless steel, and of course the water resistance, 100 meters. But I really like how this is all nicely etched on there. It's got a lot of detail to it. So yeah, so as I said, no complaints with this piece. Only thing I don't like is that the seconds hand doesn't hit those markers right on the dot. So again, it might not bother you at all. It just bothers me a little bit, but it is what it is. Other than that, I think this is a beautiful watch. No complaints with it. And then let's go ahead and get, before I forget, let's go ahead and get that loom shot of it here. Boom. So there's what it looks like in really low light. Not super bright, but it works, you know, for what it is. I'd say it stays legible for about 10 minutes if I had to guess. I think that's what it was last time I checked it, but yeah. So nothing crazy, not too bad. All right, so that was the loom shot. So now let's throw this bad boy on the scale so you could see roughly what it weighs. And this is with all the links included. So we're at about 167.4 grams. So not too bad. It's got some decent weight to it, but you know, full 316L stainless steel construction. So, and this is what it looks like on my 8-inch wrist. Well, actually, now that I'm on that topic, I did drop a little bit of weight lately. So, and I noticed some of my watches fit a little bit more loose on me. So I think I'm probably closer to a 7 3/4 inch wrist right now. I haven't measured it, but I want to say that's where I'm at, 7 3/4. And that's what it looks like. So let me know what you guys think about it down below in the comments. So that was it for this review of the Stuhrling Original 3962.3. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. And as I always say, wear what you like. Have a good one.